Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm just getting my Zoom set up here. Thank you for being here today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What am I doing here? Close this out. Good morning. Thank you for being here. My name is Monica. I'm a wellness coach and happy Sunday. I'm here today to talk about how to get rid of that excess belly fat, how to reverse insulin resistance, and really to address some of the issues most of us are having. Um, and I'm supposed to hold on, I gotta record this too. 1 second. There we go. Good morning. Thank you. Happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. I just climbed on the roof to take some Christmas lights down. It was kind of I don't like heights that much. So anyways, good morning. Thank you for being here today. My name is Monica. I'm a wellness coach. Happy Sunday. I thought I'd come on today and talk a little bit about some of the battles that most of us are having, which include excess belly fat we can't get rid of, snacking issues. I'm going to talk about two tools that I have come to really, really, really fall in love with that have helped change everything. I'm 65 years old. I think I've probably tried every single thing out there from I've spent thousands of dollars on shakes, on meal plans, on having food delivered to my house, having food in the freezer that you take up and you just heat up, all those kind of things. And I've always struggled. It's been a up and down yo-yo my entire life from I've never been like crazy overweight, but it's always been something ever since my teenage years that I've struggled with. I was always on diets. And to me, when I think about dieting, I think about deprivation. So today I'm going to just quickly go over a couple of things that I have found. One of these tools I'm drinking right now. This is comes from the yerba mate plant. It's wonderful. It is something that I call it my liquid willpower in a bottle, and I just sip on this instead of having breakfast in the morning. This gets rid of all my cravings, and it makes it so that my body can burn 80% more body fat. And I'll talk about that in a little bit more. The other thing I've incorporated is something that is lacking out of our diets because everything has been processed. Our foods all come in boxes and bags, and everything is highly processed. And we're lacking a big thing in our lifestyle, which is fiber. So I'm going to talk about this too. Another little tool I've learned to use. I just do this before my biggest meal. So instead of just talking about it, I'm going to show it to you in a minute. But first of all, let me show you my journey. I've had incredible results on this protocol. So let me just share my screen real quick here and show you, and then I'll show you how I did it. Hold on a second here. Here we go. Share. So you can see this is me 3 years ago, actually 3.5 years ago. I was living in Washington, D.C., and I'd been really struggling because I unfortunately lost my mom to cancer. At the same time, I was going through a divorce. And, when you have a lot of stress in your life, a lot of things can happen. You can start going through a lot of stress and so forth. And I lost control of my life basically, and I ended up looking like this. I had put on, I don't even know how much weight this was, but I couldn't control my snacking. I was constantly eating. And when you are not happy with the way you look, it just is a vicious circle because then I'd go shopping for clothes and nothing fit. I didn't look good in anything. And what do? You go home, you start fighting anxiety, depression, and you do things that you know you shouldn't be doing by eating more, snacking constantly. And that was me. Anyways, I went looking like this, and then I'm very thankful. A very good friend of mine told me about this protocol I'm going to share with you today. And in 90 days, without counting calories and without dieting, I went from looking like this to looking like this. It was like a blessing in disguise. I lost a total of 25 pounds, went down 4 dress sizes and inches, and my that was wonderful for me. And you can see I'm very active. This is me. Even though I was looking like this, I was running a marathon in Niagara Falls, and you can see I was busting out. Look at all the inflammation in my face, my body. I was really chunky. And 90 days later, I went from looking like this. I'm still running, but this is, I call it the new me. Okay. So, what I had, a good friend of mine reached out to me and told me about insulin resistance. And, I've been coaching people for over 25 years how to eat right, how to exercise. Unfortunately, the missing link was what's called insulin resistance. And this changed everything. I was on hormone replacement that cost me $350 every 90 days because insurance didn't cover it. I was also on thyroid medication, and the doctors were just ready to put me on a statin drug. And I showed them this protocol by sipping on this instead of having breakfast in the morning. I sip on this twice a day and then taking this fiber supplement just before my biggest meal. And everything changed. And my doctor, because it's in the physician desk reference, said, go for it. But I've never had to get on a statin, thank goodness. So let me show you what this is all about. And please, if you have any questions, you can message me on where I'm live streaming this on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook. So you can message me on any of these platforms so I can show you how to do this. Hold on a second here. What am I doing? Let me go over here. So let's talk about the issue that's happening in this country. One of the biggest things that we are struggling with is insulin resistance. 93% of American adults are metabolically unhealthy. They have, and some of the signs are, we can look at these: obesity. We already have young children, 9 years old, which I'm going to show you an incredible transformation of a 9-year old who got started on this protocol. He already had fatty liver at the age of 9. That's pretty scary. So we have an obesity problem. We have, people with a lot of cancers going, PCOS for women, fatty liver, a lot of inflammation. You can see that. High cholesterol, sleep apnea, um, high blood pressure, constant cravings. I just want to make sure that you can see the page I'm sharing. Hold on a second here. Just a moment. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right page. Technology is not always my strong point. Just a second. Is this what I was sharing? I hope. If I wasn't, now I am. So this is the problem. 93% of American adults are metabolically unhealthy with all these kind of symptoms. And we a lot of times contribute that to being, getting aging. This is type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance are totally reversible. Okay, here we go. And this is from the CDC, and this was an article that was posted in the New York Post. 9 out of 10 of the top leading diseases are lifestyle related and are like reversible totally. Okay. So let's kind of take a look at some of these diseases or some of these symptoms, I should say. Cravings for salty and sugary things. For me, this was a natural. I crave not so much sweet things, but salty stuff. Horrible. There is not, even if I ran into a grocery store to go and get bag of coffee or something, I was leaving with potato chips or Cheetos or something salty. And you know what? I'd be opening them up by the time I got to my car before I was even driving home, and I'd be munching on them. And by the time I got to the house, it was already gone. And this was a really bad issue with me. And the food industry doesn't make it much easier for us. Guess when you check out at a grocery store, what you see? All this junk food. When you're going through on the outer aisles of all the stores, it's all loaded with things that are tempting to us and junk food. And it's highly addictive. It's something that's even more addictive than some of the drugs that are out there, like cocaine. Sugar is more addictive. But let's talk about these symptoms: brain fog, anxiety, tired after meals. If you have upper abdominal obesity that you can't get rid of, belly fat, skin tags. Insulin resistance usually shows up on our skin first in the form of psoriasis, itchy skin, those skin pigmentation, skin tags. And what do we do when we get skin tags? We go to a dermatologist, we have them removed. We have not addressed the root cause, and we're going to talk about that today. So in men get erectile dysfunction, man boobs, visceral fat. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. It's very dangerous. Women start getting PCOS, infertility problems, acne, hair loss, that skin, that hair that grows on your chin, excessive facial hair, which we don't want. You know what I'm saying? And it's hormone imbalances as well as thyroid medication. You heard me mention I was on thyroid. Thank goodness I'm off of that after 90 days of being on this protocol. This here that you see in the bottom right corner is visceral fat, very dangerous. This is the subcutaneous fat, the jiggly fat. We all have it. That's not dangerous. This here is. It's behind your abdominal muscle and it's actually choking all our organs. Okay. You can see right here. This is what a healthy heart looks like, and this is one that has the visceral fat. I'm telling you right now, this is a very dangerous thing. You're heading to an early grave if you have this visceral fat because it's choking every one of your organs. This is what your heart looks like. Can you imagine all your organs looking like this? It's devastating. And what is this caused by? It's excess sugar in our diets. All carbs equal sugar. Even fiber is a carb. That one does not spike your blood sugar, but all these carbs, everything that we eat primarily does that. And we're going to talk about two hormones today, insulin and GLP-1. What happens? Insulin is our friend. It's not an enemy to us. The problem is when we get too much glucose in our bodies, insulin tries to bring it down. And when we get too much by constantly eating and snacking, insulin can't do its job anymore. It's like a lock to a door. Insulin. It's a really amazing hormone. And I'm going to start off showing this picture, the Great American Diet. You know, I have to tell you the truth. You know, and I'm going to show you a picture in a minute here, but you know, the food industry is not our friend. It has encouraged us well, knowingly, I think, because they want us to stay obese so that we can, you know, be addicted to all these foods, sugary and salty things, because it sells food, right? So we get up in the morning, we have breakfast, our blood sugar spikes, then we have a snack because we can't stop eating, we're more hungry. And then we have lunch, and then we have another snack, then we have dinner, another snack. And this is what starts happening. Our insulin is constantly elevated. And when our insulin is constantly elevated, we can't burn stored energy. There's only two sources of energy. One is fat and one is glucose. And when we eat something, our insulin and our glucose spikes, it goes to our cells, it feeds us. But when we are eating and snacking all the time, our insulin, our cells are full. Insulin can't control it anymore. It's very dangerous. And I'll give you kind of a picture here that's kind of gives you a graphic. Our our cells are full. There's nothing that can happen anymore. And here's a really good graphic. You know, glucose, when we are constantly eating and snacking, our cells are full of glucose. This is what this picture illustrates here. Insulin is trying to get in there to bring it back down, our glucose levels, but it can't because we're filling it with more and more glucose. It's just a vicious cycle. You just can't anymore control it, and insulin can't do its job. What happens is we become insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, and it doesn't happen overnight. It can take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, even 15 years. All of a sudden, we go to the doctor, and the doctor says, you know, you have high blood sugar levels. You are now type 2 diabetic. And we wonder how this happened. It happened from constantly keeping our blood sugar elevated. 84.1 million American adults are pre-diabetic. You know what's crazy? And I was one of these. 9 out of 10 of us don't know we have it. Horrible. Okay. 30.3 million American adults are diabetic, type 2 diabetic. That's 1 out of every 10 of us. And 1 out of 4 of us don't even know it till we go to the doctor and get told because of our blood results. So this is what's causing it. We've discussed it. So we need to work on living a healthier lifestyle. It's totally lifestyle related. And I'm going to show you with these two tools here how you can reverse it. Let me have a real quick drink here. Okay. So we're going to talk about 3 macronutrients. These are very important to understand. Carbohydrates, protein, and fats. And macronutrients, these three, let me show you what they do to your blood. And you need to learn this because you can change everything with this. Carbohydrates, you can see here's the insulin response. Carbohydrates have the highest insulin response on insulin here. You can see that here in this graph. If you eat carbohydrates, it immediately elevates your blood sugar levels. Whereas you can see if you eat good protein and healthy fats, there is hardly any kind of insulin response to it. So knowing this, what should we focus on when we're eating? Good proteins and good fats. And I tell everybody this, when you're over, 25 or 30 years old, you need to focusing when you break your fast that you should be eating good proteins and good fats because it won't elevate your blood sugar levels. This is something very much to get into your mind. What ruined all this is the food industry. Actually, John and I, we watched this amazing documentary on the food industry. And this goes back decades. When the cereal companies came out, they wanted to sell their product, right? So they made it known or told us all through TV ads and all sorts of things that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, what breakfast actually stands for is breaking fast. It has nothing to do. You can have breakfast 11 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't have to be as soon as you wake up because our body is still in a fasted state from your last meal, which is the night before dinner time. And your body has some miraculous things happen to it when you are in a fasted state. Fasting does not starve you. If you just go, and this is the protocol I teach, if you can not eat anything from your last meal of the day, let's say you have dinner between 6 and 7, and then start fasting at 8 o'clock at night. No more snacking, no more taking anything that's going to elevate your blood sugar. You are using your sleeping time for fasting, which is really beneficial. You're sleeping anyways. What happens is your food gets digested, and then amazing things happen. Once your body is not focusing on digesting food, it's actually focusing on its human horse. I can't even talk this morning. Human growth hormone is released, and human growth hormone, what it does, it it starts healing your body, and autophagy happens. All your cells are either replaced that are damaged, or it's repairing your old cells. And your skin will start looking better, your nails, your hair. Your body gets a chance to heal. And instead of focusing on digesting food, it's focusing on healing your body. And it's really actually remarkable. And there's only two sources in your body. One is fat. And when your body is not using the energy from the foods that we're eating, okay, and using the glucose in our cells, it can burn our fat, our body fat, which is really remarkable. That's something to learn. So this is the big myth here, having breakfast as soon as you wake up. It's the food industry put that into our ancestor didn't get up. They got up in the morning and did chores, and then they came in around 11 o'clock to have their first meal. They were naturally already fasting, and we need to go back to that. 2 meals a day is all we need, 1 or 2 meals a day. So this is what starts happening if we're eating and snacking all the time. We go through 5 stages of high blood pressure. Stage 1, our blood sugar is elevated. You start feeling signs of fatigue, you're craving, you have brain fog, frequent urination and thirst, that dry mouth. Okay, that's stage 1. Okay, let me just go here. Stage 2, whoopsie, I went too fast. Stage 2 is this here. Now you start maybe experiencing blurry vision. A lot of times we think that's just aging related to irritability, mood swings, and you can see your blood sugar levels are now 6.1. Trouble focusing, headaches, those skin tags start showing up, and complications that you don't even know are happening is early nerve irritation, fat in the liver, inflammation in your blood cells. Okay, that's part 2. Let's go to the next one. 3. Oops, I went too fast here again. My goodness. Stage three would be your blood sugar fasting is at 110, and you can see your A1C is a 5.7. Now you are really having signs of prediabetes. You have fasting blood sugar levels. You're tired all the time. You start getting that belly fat that turns into visceral fat, constantly hungry, and things that you can't see that you can't get unless you get to go to the doctor and have this actually checked is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Your blood vessels and your heart, you're getting heart disease. Your heart is starting to have damaged, and PCOS, low testosterone levels, and erectile dysfunction start showing up at this level. Okay. Next is stage four. Your A1C is now really elevated, 6.5. Complications, numbness and tingling neuropathy starts happening. Very dangerous, and you can feel that in your hands and feet. Your vision starts really changing. If you have an injury or something, your wounds take longer to heal. Kidney damage, plaque in your arteries, and heart disease. That's when doctors start telling you need to go on, a statin. Okay, let's go to the next one here. This is advanced. Whoops. Sorry. There we go again. Advanced. This is a very scary part. This is when you really are sick. It's chronic high blood sugar. You start having nerve pain and numbness, loss of vision, blindness, kidney failure. This is when you get amputations. You've seen people that have um, type 2 diabetes with open sores. It gets so they're not healing anymore. It gets really bad. And then you have to have amputations. Heart attack, stroke. And we all now know in this country, other countries, foreign countries have already noticed this or acknowledged this a long time ago that type 3 diabetes is Alzheimer's. Okay. When you start having Alzheimer's disease, very bad. And how does the medical profession deal with this? They start giving us, this is the competition, I call it, statins to lower our cholesterol levels. They give us drugs like metformin, Ozempic. They give us do a surgery. These are all just fixes, a band-aid. They're not addressing the root cause. We need to get to the root cause, and this is what I'm so passionate about, and this is why I'm doing these lives, to educate. There is effective strategies you can do. Fasting, controlling your carbs, prioritizing proteins and healthy fats in your foods when you're eating, incorporating more fiber. It's been stripped from our lives. Walking, strength training. This is really important. After you eat something, go for a 10-minute walk, go around a block. It helps lower your insulin resistance. And let me show you how important fiber is in our diets. Dr. Jason Fung, he wrote this book here, The Diabetes Code. He said, and he did a study at the University of Toronto. I highly recommend you get this book. He said that, and he did this. He did tests on people that were type 2 diabetic, and he incorporated in like reducing meal frequency. And he reduced people's insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes in 3 to 6 months. They were off all their medications. Okay. Very important. So I'm going to show you some tools that you can do to make intermittent fasting easier. I'm sipping on it right now. This is my breakfast. And then also incorporating fiber. And why is fiber so important? If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, you need more fiber. It's been removed from our foods. It helps control your blood sugar levels because it can't be broken down. So it helps reduce carbohydrates. It kind of blocks it. It also protects your heart. Remember, I said heart disease is the number one disease. Well, it basically lowers your cholesterol levels, your triglycerides, and it helps reduce your risk of heart disease. If you have digestive issues like IBS, mental health issues, your brain is directly connected to your gut health. If you have leaky gut syndromes, all those things, This is how important fiber is in your gut. It can't be digested. It's basically a scrub brush that goes through your intestinal tract, and it can help prevent things like cancer. And then, of course, we have an obesity problem in this country. Why? Because of all the processed food. Any food that comes in a box or in a bag is processed. We need to get back to whole foods. And that's why we have an obesity problem. So if you can have fiber in your lifestyle, we can help with the obesity problem because fiber can't be digested. If you have fiber before a meal, and if you can't do it with the foods you're eating, like by eating, a lot of insoluble or soluble fibers before you eat, then supplement and do that, and you won't be able to eat as much. There's actually a study that was done at the University of Sydney on this particular fiber I'm going to talk about today, that if you take this with your before you eat, you can decrease the glucose spike by over 28%. This is huge. Okay. So we have a solution here. This has over 20 clinical studies. It's HSA and FSA qualified, so you can use it to purchase it. This is a nutraceutical, not a pharmaceutical. It's all natural. Anybody can take it. Kids can. It's food. Okay. It's available in over 50 countries and it's patented. So if you take without this protocol, you're going to have these glucose spikes. If you're taking the protocol, you're not going to have any insulin or glucose spikes, and you're going to utilize fat burning, which is remarkable. So let me talk about this fiber supplement. It's amazing. I use it once or twice a day. It's a pre-meal drink, and you just mix it up with water, like half this bottle here, shake it up, and you chug it like a beer just before you eat. Don't let it sit around. You're going to chug it just before your biggest meal. It keeps you satiated. You can't eat as much. It slows digestion of carbs, gives you healthy blood sugar levels, glucose levels, keeps your insulin down, and helps with your triglycerides. It is 9 fibers. 4 of them are patented. It's food-based. I'll show you what it does. So without this product here, without this supplement, you're going to have all these blood sugar spikes and blood sugar crashes. And I don't know about you, but if I had breakfast, I used to always wonder why I felt like laying down and I was hungry all day long. It was because of this spike and this crash. We've all experienced it. If you take this fiber before you eat, you're not going to have this spike. Your insulin is going to stay low, so you can burn fat easier. Your hunger is controlled and your cravings are controlled. It's steady energy. And there's over 30 clinical studies that validated there's patents on it. It's plant-based, so it's halal, kosher, and gluten-free. Remarkable. Let's talk about the second thing. I told you this is my liquid willpower in a bottle. I'm sipping on it right now. It's delicious. Comes in lemon or lemon ginger. And what I do is I get up in the morning and I have this instead of breakfast. It makes it so I have no cravings. It's amazing. And it's great for if you're working out. It keeps you in a fat burning mode. It's a powerful purified herbamate extract. You've heard of herbamate. You can see it in the grocery stores. It comes in cans. That one has sugar in it. This is not the same, but it's Argentina's national drink. Actually, their famous football team uses it. They endorse it. They call it the drink of the gods. It basically has every nutrient that your body needs to sustain life. Okay. So remember I was going to say earlier on, I'm going to talk about two um, hormones, insulin and GLP-1. Well, GLP-1 is produced naturally in your body. It's a natural hormone. And you've seen those drugs, metformin, Ozempic, and all those things. Those are synthetic ones with a lot of serious side effects. GLP-1 is basically a master switch in your body. It regulates appetite, controls cravings, enhances your metabolism. So because of our diets and because of our food industry and everything, we don't produce as much of it anymore. This Unimate, show you what it does. It's remarkable. What this company has done is they took the herbamate plant And they perfected a process of taking some of the most like like amazing key ingredients in this plant. They extracted it, they concentrated, and they created the most potent and effective herbamate supplement on the market today. You can see here in this controlled study, it has 365 more percent more chlorogenic acid than anything else in any other herbamate drink. It increases your natural GLP-1 by 60%. Can you imagine that? So you can burn more fat. There's no crash. It's non addictive. Anybody can use it. It's a food supplement, suppresses your hunger and cravings, use your stored fat for fuel. It boosts your mood and mental physical performance and improves endurance during exercise. I use this if I run, if I swim, if I, go do some hikes here in Colorado. It's high quality and it's purified. There's no contaminants or pesticides in it. Absolutely remarkable. So this is the solution. I'm going to show you where you can get a discount. You can go to my profile and anywhere you're seeing this. If it's on Facebook, it's in my profile. If it's in, if you're on TikTok, it's in my profile. There's a link there. I'll show you that in a minute. If you're on YouTube, anywhere you go, you can get the link for this. Okay. So let me show you some testimonials now. Let's go to this. And I'm going to just stop share for a minute. I want to thank you one more time. Thank you for being here this morning. After I'm doing this, I'm going to go out and clean the camper. We're going to go camping to Montana here shortly. So let me share my screen with these testimonials. It's just remarkable. And then I'll show you where to get it. Like I said, go to any of my profiles and the links are there. Just a second. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I love Sunday. There we go. I'm sharing right now. Okay. So I showed you my before and after picture. This was me before I got on the protocol. In 90 days, I went from looking like this to this. Lost a lot of fat. Look at that. This is the new me. Very excited. It's hard sharing some of this thing. My boyfriend also has used this protocol. Look at that. It's really amazing to share this. This is my friend from Vegas, Carolyn. Look at this here. She started in March on this protocol this year in March. Look at this transformation. This is not a diet. The side effect from getting your metabolic health in order is if you have weight to lose, you'll lose it. This is Mary, one of my friends. She lives in Utah. She started in March, March, 18th. Look at this, down 22 pounds. She lost 4.5 inches off her waist. Her A1C went from a 5.3 to a 4.8. Just remarkable. I'll show you a couple other people. I really get passionate about this because of the results people are getting. This is your shirtless Eddie. He's lost, now it's 114 pounds. In 11 months, though, he went down 109 pounds. He reversed his type 2 diabetes. He's off all his medication. He's actually on TikTok. He's very famous. He's an actor in California. He's called Shirtless Eddie. Look at him. Remarkable. This is a gentleman from the UK. He's down over 135 pounds. Look at that transformation. He had erectile dysfunction, sleep apnea, high blood sugar, all those. Look at this gal. She's down 57 pounds. She ditched 13 medications. This is my friend from the Philippines. He's 70 years old now. He's one of the first people I called to share this with when I got my results. He's down 40 pounds and his neuropathy is gone. Just remarkable. This is a good friend. He's down 104 pounds. A year ago, April, he decided that he wanted to lose weight. He was on his deathbed, he said, 575 pounds that he is, weighed. Now he's down 104 pounds. He wrote this in English and Spanish. He has more energy. He made a decision to change his life. This is another gal, Katie from Michigan. He's down 30 pounds. This gentleman here, he got very frustrated. Through his lifestyle, he put on 50 pounds. Now he's reversed his sleep apnea and his kidney and liver issues are gone. He's almost done. Look at this. This gal here is remarkable. Look at all that visceral fat. She's down, gone. This gentleman here, 90 days, his A1C went from a 5.7 to a 6.0. His glucose 79 from down from a 99, and he's lost 36 pounds. Really remarkable. This gentleman here, look at this pants. Look at this transformation. He owns a restaurant in Seattle. I have more to show you. I like showing people that have, and this is one on skin disease. Look at the psoriasis, remarkable. I have more to show you. Hold on a second here. Oh, I just get so excited to share these stories. This gal here, she was on metformin for 11 years. She got started on this protocol. She got off the metformin. She put all her weight back. She's been with me now for 4 months. She's down over 30 pounds. This is Michelle. Her A1C went from a 7.1 down to a 5.2, and she's lost 70 pounds in 7 months. Beautiful, beautiful. This is Jeff. He reversed his type 2 diabetes in 4 months. His A1C went from a 9.4 to 5.7, down 61 pounds. I'm just saying, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain here. This comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee, and I'm going to share with you. Let me pull up some things here that I can share with you. Just a second. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday, and thank you for being here with me today. I hope everybody had a really awesome 4th of July. Let me go and take this over here. Okay, let's get back to my Facebook, my thing here. So when no matter what platform you are, if you're on Facebook, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, or any of my platforms that I'm live streaming, just go to the link. There's a link there. It's called Stanley link. And when you go there, I'll show you. Hold on. I'll share my screen one more time here. Here we go. If you're on TikTok, this is how you can find me. Just go to my TikTok page. See, there's a link right here. When you go, let me refresh my page for a minute here. Takes a second to refresh, just a second. Okay, there's a link right here, and it says Stan. Same with Facebook, no matter where you go. You can watch a video that explains the protocol. You can schedule a call with me here. You can get my weekly newsletter or food guide. And there is a link directly to the factory where you can get the protocol. When you click on that link, it's going to take you here. You can see my name. So it says, welcome, referred by Monica. The company's name's right here. Don't go to Amazon or eBay. This company is over 30 years old. They're in 60 countries around the world. They don't sell on Amazon or eBay. If you buy from them, you're not going to get a discount. You're not going to get the money back guarantee. You don't even know what you're buying. They don't sell on Amazon or eBay. Who knows? Someone may have bought some product. You don't even know what you're getting. Don't do that. This is my link. This is where I get mine. And you'll see there's a little American flag up here. I'm in Colorado. So just click on that flag if you're in a different country or a different state. And it'll, if you're in the US, you can get it there. But if you click on it, you can change to Canada, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Mexico. Look at Europe, look at all the European countries, and you can buy in your own currency. Okay, and it comes with that guarantee. Look at all these countries. So get my point. Here, when you look at this, you can learn more about the protocol. When you go to buy it now, you can customize your package. This is really exciting. So you're going to get 2 boxes of the Unimate. And you get a box like this. Okay, 2 boxes of Unimate, 1 box of fiber, and then you get this shaker bottle. So it shows you how to mix it. So you can get lemon, lemon ginger, or you can mix and match, get 1 box of lemon and 1 box of lemon ginger. That's what I do. And then on the fiber, you can do orange creamsicle or you can do, the berry. I like them both. They're really good. I like saving money. So let me show you this here. You can do a one-time purchase. Um, and you're still going to get a big discount here, but you have to pay shipping, which is $10. By the way, I mentioned before, this is HSA and FSA eligible, so you can use that to pay for it. I'm going to show you how to save more money. If you do the subscription, you can say you get an extra $10 off, but look at this. You don't have to pay for shipping, which is $10. So you're going to save $20 by doing the subscription. You're not locked into anything. You can cancel anytime. So, and you get this cute little hand mixer here as a gift. Really awesome. Okay. And the best thing is you're going to get a money back guarantee, 100%, 90 days. If you're not happy after 30 days, after 60 days, after 90 days, just let me know because I'm going to be coaching you. I'll be the first one to get on the phone with you. We'll call the company together and we'll get you a refund. And the truth of the matter is the only way this won't work for you is if you don't use it. Just get on it. You got nothing to lose. This was the most exciting part for me because no one has ever told me if I got started on something that I'd have a guarantee. There you go. So that's the protocol. Just get started. Don't struggle anymore. Okay. Get off the struggle bandwagon. This is going to help you get your metabolic health in order. You're not going to be craving anymore. All you do is mix this up in the morning. You shake it up in a bottle, sip on it all morning. At noon, break your fast, eat a normal meal. Um, don't diet, don't count calories. And then just after lunch, mix up another one of these, sip on it. And then just before you have dinner, you're going to take this fiber, um, take it up, chug it like a beer because you're only going to mix it with half of the water and then eat normal. No counting calories, no diet. It's that easy. Okay. And I hope that helps you make a decision. Just get started. And I guess I could share one more thing with you here. Hold on a second. I guess I should do this. Just a second. Let me go back to this here. Let me share the screen one more time before I sign off and let you be on with your Saturday. Okay, so you can see this here. Let me show you how simple this protocol is to use, just so that makes it easier for you to see in your mind. By the way, this has been endorsed by the Cleveland Clinic, the #1 heart hospital in the world. They use the balance, they endorse it for people that are, instead of getting on a statin. It's also in the physician's desk reference, what doctors use before they look up any prescriptions. And both these products are in there. The reason being is they've had all the clinical studies done. So here's how you use it. The Unimate is the natural GLP-1. It helps with fasting. When you fast, you drink this. And the balance of fiber you use when you are eating. So this has 1 patent on it, the Unimate, and the balance has 4 patents on it. Real simple. You skip breakfast, you're sipping on the Unimate, then eat lunch, eat a normal lunch, just try to prioritize proteins and good fats. After lunch, no snacking, just drink that Unimate again, liquid willpower in a bottle. And then just before you eat dinner, have your fiber. Easy, easy peasy. Okay, no thinking involved. Whoops. It works out to $5 a day. I mean, less than a cup of coffee because they're going to have 2 packets of Unimate a day and 1 fiber, $1.60 a packet. So $5 a day. You can't even go buy a meal anywhere for $5 a day, or a coffee at Starbucks, or at the airport. You can't get a coffee anywhere for $5. This is your health. So it works out to $159. I showed you where to get that. So that's it. That's all I have to say this morning. So thank you very much. I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend. Thank you for being here. Just message me on any of the apps you're seeing me here. Facebook, send me a private message. If you're on TikTok, send me a message. Go to my links. You can get on the protocol right there. As soon as you order, you're going to get an email from me with a fasting app, a food guide, and a chart to help keep track. We'll talk about what your goals are, how to use the product correctly, and you'll be able to get on our weekly coaching calls with medical professionals. We do that every Tuesday. You'll get on that and you'll be able to join our support group with close to 3,000 people now with medical professionals and people that are using the protocol where you can ask questions. And that's it. So thank you for being here today. Welcome on this journey of healing. And I hope you have a great day and we'll catch you later. And thank you for being here today. Stop.